It's 2025 and you're running ads for your e-commerce, but it's gotten harder than ever before because Andromeda is here and it's here to stay. My name is Mercedes. I am a creative strategist with more than 5 years of experience, more than 8 years of experience as a direct response copywriter. And today I'm just gonna talk about what creative strategy is. And if you're here and you're new to this channel, please follow all of those things if this video is helpful. Now, what is a creative strategist and what do they do? Actually, what do I do? So, pretty much in today's age, it's really hard for your business to make money if you're not putting your money on Meta. Let me say why. When you're scaling a brand, of course, there's tons of ways you can reach out to more people through ads. But whatever works on Meta also happens to work on TikTok, also happens to work on YouTube. Does that mean that you need to run ads like you do with Meta for all of the ads? No, for sure, no. Of course not. But it's very important that you and your team understands how to make a winning ad and what it takes to unlock a winning ad. Because the truth of the matter is that whether you make bank or you fail with your business depends on your strategy. It depends on your creatives. Today, media buying has changed a lot. Now, we no longer need segmenting and all the fancy things that we had before. Now, the machine learns and the machine chooses for you. Of course, I'm not going to talk about media buying because I'm not an expert in media buying. And if you're new in all of this or you are a bit lost, then I would highly suggest that you follow Charlie Tishnor to learn more about that. But I am here to talk about the creative strategy because a creative can make or break your account, your pixel. And the thing is that your business, the only way your business, if you're in a, the only way that you can scale, other than, of course, all of the efforts that you have on the back end, is with the front end. That means one word: ads. Now, how can you make your ads win if you don't know what you're doing? That's when a creative strategy comes. In today's age, really being a creative strategist is no longer just coming up with ideas. It's coming up with conceptualizing. It's thinking of strategies. It's thinking that every single ad will showcase how much money you're going to make. If the ad is good, then you could potentially make millions out of one single ad. If your ad sucks, then you're gonna bleed cash from your client. Creative is more important than ever before in today. Now, what makes a good ad? There's many things that can make a good ad, but understanding how your ad performs within the account is what matters, because your ad is not isolated. Yes, you may have a winner or two or three, and that's amazing. We want winners, but you need to understand that you need winners in every single funnel stage. And why is that? Because people are gonna come through your top of funnel ads because they know nothing about you. They're your unaware audience, and then you can walk them through the customer journey that I always talk about, because that always comes down to it. People need to see your content more and more to trust you. But what the problem is with creative strategy, it gets worse, because it's not just they are going to see me more and they're going to eventually buy from me. No, because your creative strategist needs to, one, know the psychology and the emotions that drive sales. They need to know the psyche of your clients. So a big chunk of their time should be spent on researching and ideating angles, seeing what works, and using a scientific method. Because if you're just throwing spaghetti at the wall, you're just going to bleed cash. That's as simple as it gets. Now, another thing that you need to have in mind is the frequency of your ads, because you want your ads to be shown to your ideal customer audience, right? Depending on where you have them in the funnel, that's great. But what happens if you have a really high frequency, your numbers aren't good, your CTR is low, then that ad is not performing well. Yes, it might be getting impressions because you're getting more frequency, but what that means is, okay, you might be onto something here. It could be the angle, it could be the creative, it could be the hook, it could be the messaging, it could be the visual, it could be anything. That's where a good creative strategist will come with their eyes and like really be able to pinpoint what exactly is working through the metrics. That's why you cannot have, in today's age, you cannot have a creative strategist that cannot read data. And you can also not have a creative strategist who is only based on data, doesn't have the creativity. Because with today's new algorithm, Andromeda, there's this new thing that they introduced, which is called fatigue. If you are creating a lot of fatigue in your account, then you're going to end up hurting your pixel. That will not look good on your brand, because you are going to bleed cash. You're going to waste so much money on creatives that are not going to perform at all. So when it comes to creative strategies, you need to think of the strategy. How many ads do you want to have in top of funnel, bottom of funnel? What is your target audience? Are they unaware? Are they solution or problem aware? Where are they? And more importantly, what is the angle that is going to work for them? And then what styles can you use to showcase that? What persona are you talking to? The more granular you get in today's moment after this whole new change of the algorithm, the more you talk to different personas, the better your whole ecosystem is going to work. Because today, no single ad is just one single ad. Your ads all are a part of the same ecosystem that brings in sales, which is why it's so hard for some media buyers when they turn off an ad that doesn't work or that doesn't have the vanity metrics that they might like to see. When they turn off that ad, it may even hurt the account. So it is so important that people pay attention to this, and that's why you need to have a team that is very informed and that is in the trenches as well. Because if you step away too much, and this is what I've noticed with ad creatives and being a creative strategist and also being in the trenches myself, is if you step out, if you step back too much, then you lose sight of the details and the little things that make your ads go viral, right? And then second, if you are too much in the weeds, too much in the details, you cannot think a whole strategy. So what makes a really, really good creative strategy today is meeting halfway there, having the level of understanding of psychology, sales psychology, and consumer psychology, and also understanding other things in psychology like eye tracking. Where are you placing your elements? How are you opening your copywriting strategy? The data, everything. It's so complicated right now, but it's so important. And I think that really, and I'm not being biased because that is my specialty as a copywriter, as a marketer, and now I'm doing a lot of creative strategy. It's not because I'm being biased. I am being dead serious when I'm saying that this is where 90% of your efforts, if you have an e-commerce, should be going there. 90% of your money that you're investing should be going there. So if you have questions about creative strategy or you would like to learn more, please hit the follow button, hit the like button. That really helps me put out more content like this, and see you next time. Bye.